right, so today is the 26th. It's the first day of third quarter. That means there's a new iReady project. The iReady project is due February 18th, so you got a little ways to do that, okay? Don't wait to the last minute. We're going to do our warm-up, which you've already done your warm-up, okay? Afterwards, we're going to finish up the distance sheet from yesterday. Distance. We're going to do area. We're going to add area to it today and perimeter. If we have enough time, I'm going to introduce exponents. Okay, we've already done exponents in warm-ups and things like that. So the explanation for exponents will probably go very smoothly because it's not the first time you've seen it. We have our Wednesday homework tonight. We have virtual tutoring today at 3 p.m. Those of you that come to virtual tutoring, of course, I will give us some extra credit for that. That will help the grade, okay? Do not forget to prepare for your quiz. The quiz is on Canvas. Do not forget to prepare for your quiz Friday. We're doing them in class. We have midpoint, we got distance, just the stuff that we've been doing, okay? Midpoint, distance, Pythagorean Theorem. That's your quiz, okay? All right, so if you don't understand those things, then you need to come to tutoring and get some help, okay? Because today is the last day on those things, okay? Any questions? All right, let's take out our planner so we can write some things down. Today is Wednesday. Do not forget that this is going to be for grade, okay? Notice how Miss Reyes wrote at the top, Q3W1. Please make sure that you do that. This is quarter 3, week 1, okay? Today is your virtual tutoring. That's at 3 p.m., okay? You're running a little late, that's fine, whatever. I'll be there, okay? Your math homework, of course, you got math homework, okay? On Friday, your math assignments are due. Don't write home, take home. This is math 8, okay? This is math 8. But Friday, math 1, you all have a quiz, okay? It's I couldn't find all the concepts in one quiz, so they're short quizzes. It's 2 short quizzes. Again, it's on midpoint, endpoint, distance, Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so please make sure that you study. If you're still need help with some of these skills and you can't make the tutoring session today, then you need to reach out and see what time you can make. But don't go into the quiz not knowing what you're doing. If you've done last night's homework, Tuesday, please check it off that you completed that, okay? All right, any other questions? Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Let's look at the warm-up. Let's make sure that we have the warm-up correct. Please don't wait for me to do your warm-up because then you'll never know that you understand how to do it on your own. So when I give you time to work on the warm-up, you need to make sure that that's your time that you try on your own, okay? Make corrections as I'm doing this. Make sure that you have it corrected. It says, how far from the base of the house do you need to place a 15-foot ladder so that it exactly reaches the top of a 12-foot wall? Okay, so look, this is the wall here, and my pictures. I'm not an artist, okay. And you got a ladder. How tall is the ladder? 15. So this is 15 here. And then it says it reaches the top of the wall at 12. So we got 12 here. Okay. So the part that they want to know is how far from the base of the house, the bottom of the house, do you place the 15-foot ladder? So This distance is the distance that's missing, this length. We know that buildings are perpendicular to the ground, so this is a 90-degree angle. What could we use to find this length here? Yes, babe.
Pythagorean theorem.
So, very good. So we're going to use Pythagorean theorem here. Okay, we're going to label our sides. This side is the side that has to be C. It's the slanted side, and it's opposite of the right angle. The other two, you could label this as A or B, or this is A or B. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put A here and B here, okay? So B is missing. Your A could be missing, okay? Depends on how you labeled it, as long as the slanted side is C. So your A is 12 squared, your B is what you're trying to find, and your C is 15 squared. What's 12 squared? 12 times 12?
144.
144. Good job. Then we got B squared. What's 15 squared?
225.
225. So now you want to get B by itself. So what do you do to solve for B? Very good. Subtract 144. This is gone. This is 0. And we're left with positive B squared, right? And then here, when we subtract, what does this give us?
81.
81. Good job. So now what do we do to get the answer for B?
Square root.
We're going to do square root. What's the square root of 81?
9.
9. So B is equal to 9. Okay. So this is the answer. Yes, baby.
I have a question. Why are we trying to solve for C squared instead of
C is already given. C is the slanted side.
oh
Does that make sense, babe?
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, so let's look at the next one. It says the end point. Slide this over. Sorry, y'all. The end point of a line segment. This is one of the end points. Okay, it's 8, -1. This is x1, y1. This is one of the endpoints. The point that is 1/3, the point 5, -2 is a third of the way from the other endpoint. So a third of a way, what does that mean? In perspective, look, this is an endpoint. I'm going to just draw the line straight so you can see it. This is in the middle. This will be the midpoint, right? And this would be the first endpoint would be here. This is 8. I'm gonna probably erase this so I can have space, but we just need a visual. And 1/3 of the way there from this, that means this is cut into how many pieces? 3. Okay, so let's see, 1/3 of the way from the other endpoint. So from this, so we have to cut this into basically 3 pieces. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. So a third away from it would be which one of these places? From the other end of the endpoint.
the one next to the other side.
Here or here. Okay. It's a third away. So that's this point. That's this point right here. Okay. All right. This would be what? 5, 2? 5, -2. Sorry. And then from the other endpoint. Okay, we did that one. Find the other endpoint. So how do we do that? How do we do that? We need to find this. Go ahead. Sorry.
It would be the endpoint
Yes.
Do we have to find the distance between 8 and -1, between 5 and -6, and then times it by 30?
Yeah, because that's how far it is away. So let's find this distance right here. How do you find this distance? Anybody remember how to find distance between 2 points? Yes.
You draw like a right triangle. It's on the graph.
You can draw a right triangle. Is that what you did? Did you draw it on the graph?
Not really. I did it a different way.
What'd you do?
You need the formula for it.
That's what I was probably do is use the formula. Does anybody remember what that formula was? X2 minus what?
X1
1.
squared.
Oh, it's on the board, ain't it? Yeah. I forgot to erase that. Okay. All right. So you find the distance. I'm going to let you probably do this problem on your own. And then I will write it on a separate piece of paper and show you the answer tomorrow because we got to get finished with what we need to do today. All right. So you do have the distance. So find the distance between these 2 points using this formula. After you find the distance, what are you going to do after that? Multiply it by 3 because it's only a third of that. Okay. All right. I want you to do that part on your own. Take out your paper from yesterday. It looks like this. We started that sheet yesterday, but we did not finish. Okay. Any questions about how to do 2 through 6? Finding the distance using Pythagorean theorem. Okay. Any questions about 7 through 12? Finding the distance using the formula. If you have a question, speak now. Forever hold your peace. Okay, so I'm gonna pause the video, whatever, and I want you to finish this sheet. I'm gonna give us about 10 to 15 minutes. If you need longer, I'll give you a little bit longer, and then we're gonna move to the next thing. Yes. You got a question? Don't worry. Then go to the other sheet, and I'll show you how to do that one. While they're working on that one, I'll show you. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna give you about 10 minutes to finish this up. Let's say if we don't finish this in 10 minutes, it's going to be homework because it shouldn't take you that long. Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do this last sheet here, finding the perimeter. So in order to find the perimeter, you have to find the distance of each of these sides, the lengths, and add all the sides together. So what you can do, please listen, what you can do is you can draw a right triangle off each of the sides. Elijah, are you listening?
Yes, no.
Okay. All right. So now you're going to count the distance. You're going to count the lengths and use Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem on this side. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I'm going to find this length right here. So let me count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is 13 here. This side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 here. Guys, why are we talking? Be quiet. Brayden, close your laptop. Oh, Jesus, I need prayer. No. You know what it is. Don't wait to class to look at your grade. Cut it off.
We're going to have one more makeup testing session this afternoon. I just sent out an email. So teachers, please check your email at this time. There will be 2 sessions this afternoon. If you have any students in your classroom at this time.
Okay, so now we're going to substitute. This is my A. This is my B. The side that I'm looking for is C. This is the length. So I'm going to substitute. I have 13 squared plus 6 squared equals C squared. Okay? So when I do this, 13 squared plus 6 squared, and that's 205. And we're going to find the square root. So that's going to be the square root of 205. That's to the nearest hundreds place is what they said. That's going to be 14.32. So this is one of the sides. Okay? So now I gotta do the other side. Shh, guys, that's why you don't know. When I turn you loose, you don't know what to do. You got all these questions because you're not listening when I go over it. Okay, so I'm gonna do this side. Draw my right triangle. Make it darker so you can see it, okay? Because these lines are kind of dark themselves. All right, so now I'm gonna count the number of units here so I can find this distance. This distance right here is 14.32. Now I need this one. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 4 and 8. 4 squared, please be quiet. Okay? So now we're going to type that in. 4 squared plus 8 squared. Type in 4 squared plus 8 squared. Just like that, okay? And that gives you 80. So this is 80 equals c squared. I'm going to find the square root to solve for c. So the square root of 80, and we're going to do it to the nearest hundredths place. It's 2 spaces behind the decimal. That's 8.94. Oops, sorry, y'all. So we got 8.94. That's the second length right here. Okay? So now we need to do the third. Draw a right triangle. Okay? All right, so count this distance. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This side is 10. Then count this bottom. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This side is 5. So we got 10 and 5. So that's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 10 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. So let's do 10 squared plus 5 squared. That's 100 what? Huh? Type it in. 125. Thank you, babe. So we got 125. Shh. So here we're going to find the square root. So let's type in the square root of 125. Oops. And that gives us 2 spaces behind the decimal. That's 11.18. All right, so we're going to add all of these together. We'll add them all together. We got 14.32 plus 8.94. Sorry, y'all. Plus 11.18. Let's type those. 14.32 plus 8.94 plus 11.18. Okay? And that's going to give you 34.44. Okay? Any questions about how we did that? You okay? So you're going to find this side, this one has 4. This has 1. This is one side, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So this one has 4 sides you got to find. This one has 4 sides you have to find also. You can count these because it's on a straight line. But you have to do Pythagorean Theorem for the slanted lines. Any questions? You only have 4 because this is a process. So that's why I just gave you 4. Any other questions? Yes, baby. When you finish, this goes in your notebook. This one is page 6. It is page 6. You're welcome. Okay. Any questions? Yes, baby.
On number 3.
Guys can't hear.
On number 3, on the farthest side where it's completely flat, would you just count the
Just
amount
count
of
the units. Yeah,
and then add it to it?
that's correct. Yes, baby. Sure. Come get one, baby. It's on the table. Yes, baby. You need me to check it? I'm gonna walk over there. What about you?
Is this like actually homework?
Yes. If you don't finish it in class, it is homework. I'm gonna go ahead and stop.